Hey everybody, Jared of Second Life Design. I've got a different kind of video for you today. I'm going to do a walk around video of a brand new teardrop camper. This is a camper from Turtle Up Trailers. They are local to me. They're in Buckley, Illinois. They make one-off, completely handmade teardrop campers that are top of the line. You will not find anything better in the market. And I'm going to show you some of the details that go into it. If you're looking for a woodworking video, this is not going to be it. If you want to see some really cool design features and are interested in teardrop campers, this will be for you. I will be dropping a couple more once we have the camper kind of more set up and how we are using it to camp. This is strictly going over the details, kind of the build construction and how it differs from other campers out there. I will say that this is a rental. I did not purchase this. I am renting it for the week. This is available to anyone else out there. I will drop the information for Turtle Up Trailers below so you can check them out. They do a couple different models and they are all fantastic. So stick with it. You'll get some good design info and some good ideas for teardrops. Okay, here we are looking at a 2021 Turtle Up Trailers Squirt model. I apologize for all the road noise. I am wearing my microphone. Hopefully that'll help kind of drown out some road noise, but you should be able to hear me pretty well. This is completely handmade. There is nothing purchased from an outside vendor for this. So when he makes these, there is an aluminum frame that is the entire frame of the trailer that is also tied into the chassis that actually rolls down the road. This one is the Squirt model. It is 5.5 by 8, so that gives you a 5-foot inside width, so you can get a queen size bed inside it. Talk about the frame really quickly. A lot of times when you see teardrops, they are plywood walls with a wooden frame around them, and then they have some kind of plastic on the outside. Not these guys. This is an all aluminum tube frame. So it's not bent tube. He takes flat pieces of aluminum and takes 4 pieces to make the tube. So that's how he can get these compound curves, just perfect, because they're cut out on flat sheets. I think it's like 2 or 3 sheets of aluminum actually makes up the entire frame of this thing. Then it all gets put together, and that's what makes it so unique, in that it adds a lot of wall thickness. So there is 2 inches of spray foam closed cell insulation in this. You can camp in in freezing temperatures, and you will not know it because this thing is so tight. You're going to see as we go around, just kind of the build quality is second to none. A couple other features on the outside. It comes with this single battery. This is a 12-volt only model. This is intended as like a weekend model, especially as a rental like this. So there are options. You can add solar, you can add inverters, you can do all that if you were to purchase one. This one has the rack. The cooler goes up there. Any other kind of big items you have. Underneath, this is a solid torsion axle. So each wheel is independent, so this thing rides like a dream. I am towing this with a V6 2-door Wrangler. I don't know what's back there. It does not bounce anywhere on the road. It is just perfect. Got heavy duty fenders. I don't know if I would stand on these, but I'm leaning on these and they are not going anywhere. Roof racks on top. We're going to strap an awning up top, like a 10 by 10 easy up, kind of pop up awning with it. But I've seen these different configurations where they have solar panels, kayak, bike racks, anything you can think of. We'll go around to the inside first and show that off. This does have a single door. That is a cost savings function. This window could come out and become a second door, and this could actually, in talking with Andy, the builder and the owner, this could be done after the fact. So you could order a new one where it has a window first, and then later on, as funds allow, you could add a second door without a problem. So that can be done later down the road. As I said, this one is a 5 wide. So it is 5 feet wide in here. Queen size bed is 82 inches. The mattress is 82 inches long. So if you are 6'10", you can have your head here and your feet will be all the way at the end. So lots of floor room in this one. When we've used one of these in the past, when we rented one, the kind of space at the end, neither one of us are very tall, so we had room at the end. That's where it was really nice for clothes and other kind of soft items to go, and it worked out really well for us. We could have everything inside, but it's out of our way. Have shelves going all the way across. These cubbies go inside them. All the cabinetry in this it's an HDPE, high density polyethylene, also called kingboard. Basic term is heavy plastic. So if you are at your community playground, all the playground equipment that's a heavy plastic that lasts forever, that's what all these cabinets are made of. So these are basically impervious to water, UV penetration, anything to do with them, you're not going to hurt them. It does have two reversible, the Dometic Fans, also called a Fantastic Fan, I think, by a different brand. This provides an incredible amount of airflow where you can reverse these. So you can have one that's pushing air and one that's pulling air. And combine that with the windows that are open, and you can get a lot of airflow through here. So even on the hottest nights, it's going to be very, very comfortable in here. Without even just being a 12-volt unit like this with no heavy power, you can use this on the warmest summer nights and the coolest winter nights. It's so well insulated that you're going to get a lot of use out of this, kind of year-round almost. This one does have a pass-through to the Galley, should you need that. There are a couple outlets here, 12-volt and USB. That is a cup holder that flips down. These are light switches, so it has recessed LEDs all over. That is a reading lamp. I'll show one over here. So it has the blue light and the white light. These switches do control all the lights. The interior is actually a product, it's called Sintra. It's another really light plastic. So this is incredibly durable. It cleans up really easily. And I like the light color of it, where this thing is, it's 5.5 by 8, but it is not claustrophobic at all. I think the light, the light color that adds to it, where it just feels really light and airy, and you can fully sit up in this. I'm 5'9", 5'10" on a good day, and I can sit up and my head is nowhere near hitting the roof, so it's not a claustrophobic feeling whatsoever. Do have a night light on either side, so that turns on independently, so you can have that. Shut the door. This one is an off-road where it has the bigger tires, and these can also be spec'd to match something. If you wanted to match what was on the tow vehicle, you can absolutely do that. Last thing, we'll check out the Galley here, and we're going to talk about this one a lot because this is probably a different setup than you have ever seen. Got a single latch, we got a gas strut. So in a traditional teardrop, the homemade ones, what have you, this would go all the way to the floor and the whole hatch would lift up. This is a little bit different. This is something, and talking to Andy, the manufacturer, he wanted to maximize the space inside. And that meant this is kind of the end of the inside panel. You take this off and you're into the inside of the cabin. So what this leaves you is this little trunk space that is, at the top here is 5.5, at the bottom is 8. And you have these two cubbies that lift up for storage. Initially when I saw this, I thought, okay, well, where's the cooler go? I don't, what's that all about? I need some, that's what you always think of. You always think of the cooler that'd be right here that would slide out. And the more I'm looking at this, I actually really like this setup. The cooler is going to go on the front, on the tongue platform up front. The skillets and the plates and the silverware and that are going to go in here. This is going to be space for the thermocells and the flashlights and other cookware, what have you. We have a couple carpets we put out outside the door and around the campsite. That will go in here around the camp stove. That's going to be tucked in here. We have extension cords we're going to bring. Some campsites have power to them. We'll tuck those in here. Here is a lot of, you can tuck all the food items. If you have your canned goods or your macaroni boxes, all that can get tucked down in here, and it's really accessible and out of the way. So, doing the weekend camping that we're going to be doing, I'm not worried so much about having a cooler in here, because that means you have to lift this up, it has to be pulled out all the time, whatever. So the cooler's just sitting on the ground. That's not really a trade-off. So to get the more interior space and have a different kind of use here, this actually works really well. It does include this is a handle for all the jacks. So there are, get under here, there are leveling jacks at every corner of this thing, so you can level it. He includes bubble levels mounted on the trailer physically, so you can see where it's at and where it needs to be level. It's always kind of tough whenever you are camping to get this set up. He has bubble levels on it. So yeah, just a really well thought out camper. I really like this thing. It is very short and compact, and it will go anywhere. It tows really well with the Jeep. I was holding 70 miles an hour with the cruise control on, in overdrive. You know, the RPMs were low. It was not bogging down. It was just going. So really happy with this thing. Want to talk about the hatch. I know in the teardrop world, the hatches are always a big thing on getting them formed right and getting them sealed right and whatever. This one is going to be different than anything you've ever seen. And there's a reason for that. If you have an SUV or a minivan that has the hatch on the back of it, this will look kind of similar, where there's a big gasket going all the way around. It seals up flat against this. This is the outside channel. This is where the water is going to go. You're never going to prevent water from intruding completely. You can prevent it and direct it. That's what all this is doing, is the water will come down here and flip off the back, and that's it. When this is closed, you can see that this is open. All the water is going to flow right down here. So, you know, you're working with it as opposed to trying to stop it, because you never will. You can try all the hurricane hinges and all the different things. It's never going to be stopped completely. This is a stainless steel piano hinge on it, and this is the best option that I have seen. I've seen other teardrops out there, and hatches are always a problem. This is the best option I have found. And being that this is an aluminum frame like this, it is going to hold its shape for a long time. So yeah, there's a lot of different, I'll try and get some different angles of this. A lot of different construction in here that you're traditionally seeing. And it's just the level of engineering that goes into this. Again, all this out here, this is that heavy duty plastic, the king board. So you never have to worry about sun, never worry about water, never worry about anything else. This is kind of a similar thing to what cutting boards. If you have a plastic cutting board, that's what this is. So the entire top is made from that. I will note that this is the Squirt model. This is the smaller one, where it's either a 4x8 or 5x8. The larger version is called the Beacon. That is the one that's 6x10. So you're talking a king size bed inside. You're talking 2 feet longer. So you have a full galley. You have the powered cooler. You have the sink. You have the stove. You have all that stuff. Propane tanks. He actually puts a pass-through right about here, where it's another small door where the pop-up awning can go inside here. It's completely out of sight. You don't have to strap it on the top. Those are different. That's a whole different animal than this one. This is the weekender entry-level model, where you want to get away from tent camping. You want something easy to tow. This is the one for you. Okay, so that was a very quick walk around of kind of the technical specs of it. I'm going to do a second video, or third or fourth, whatever, when we have everything set up in the camper and what, you know, our thoughts of going forward with it, you know, what it looks like. This is, you know, the galley space is definitely different, and I think initially I was apprehensive. I think it could actually work really well for what we need. So I will follow up on that as we're going along. I do also want to touch about the frame and kind of the construction just a little bit more, and I'll drop a picture in here so you can see what I'm talking about with the aluminum frame of the camper. That's something that I've been researching them forever, you know, looking at teardrops, different construction. It was always, you know, just go buy a Harbor Freight trailer, then you build the plywood sides, and you put 2x2 stringers in it, and you know, all that, whatever. These are a whole different animal. So they are meant to last. They are meant to be weather tight. They are well insulated, all, you know, metal construction, so no wood to deteriorate or break down over time. And yeah, just meant to last a long, long time, a lot of miles. Something this small, it vibrates a lot going down the road. You know, screws can come loose on wood things, glue pops loose, whatever. Welded aluminum, or I think he actually will do them in steel as well. It's pretty hard to break that apart. So much better option, and the idea of having the 2 inches of closed cell foam is pretty intense. So it makes a really, really nice camper. All aluminum exterior. I forgot to mention it, but the top and everything black that's on there looks like a wrinkle finish is actually Raptor liner. So that's like a spray-on bed liner. So that's going to be super durable to the rock chips and the tears and all that. So a lot of technology in there, and it's a really, really high-end camper. All right, so I do want to give one last plug for Andy with Turtle Up Trailers. makes the best teardrop campers I've ever seen, and they're just a night and day difference between everything else that's out there. Everything else I've seen has been, you know, wood construction with plastic on the outside, where this is all aluminum skin, Raptor lined top. Everything about it has just been really top notch, and the engineering and yeah, everything has been thought of. Every detail has been thought of. So someone like myself, you see all those things, and you appreciate all the effort that goes into it, and how good of a product it is, and how long it's going to last you for its intended purpose. So, you know, it's a far departure from the woodworking and slab stuff you're used to seeing, but there is a lot of good design elements there that I think people could benefit from. So, anything else regarding this, drop your comments down below. I will drop Andy's information below so you can check out more of the campers. Check out the Beacon. That's an incredible unit that's a lot bigger. That would be something if you wanted to go out for a few weeks, you know, take somebody out and go for a few weeks across the country, that would be your unit. Yeah, I would love to have one of those someday. So anything else, let me know. You can always hit me up on Instagram at Second Life Design, and thank you.